Chillin' with Larry Megan.
Go ahead. Hey guys, welcome to Chillin' with Larry Megan. Sit back and relax because very exciting news here tonight, and I see we have a nice little crowd out there already waiting for us tonight. I've got a special guest here tonight, and don't worry, we're going to reveal him, and it's big news regarding Stuhrling Original. Many of you, of course, know that my day job, my what I do for a living, I work for Stuhrling Original, a watch company, and we sell our watches on Shop NBC and everything. Well, a lot of people have been asking now for a long time. I'd say probably going on 8 months or so, maybe longer, maybe a year. When are we going to see the Stuhrling Prestige? And we've dabbled a little piece here and a little piece there on Shop NBC. We've slowly been releasing the line on Amazon online and also internationally. Well, we've been waiting for the right time when all the circumstances were correct. And now is the time we're going to be launching Stuhrling Originals, Stuhrling Prestige, I should say, on Shop NBC. And we're going to get to that news in just a moment. But first, I want to say for the crowd out there that's watching us right now, again, I see we have a really nice crowd out there tonight, Ronnie. What I really want to do after we make the announcement, if you feel so inclined, please call in. We'd like to take your calls. Any questions tonight about Stuhrling Original, Stuhrling Prestige, whatever you have, we probably won't be able to answer it anyway. No, I'm kidding. I'd love to have you guys call in tonight and share some time with us. If you have video Skype, you can even video Skype us and we can put you on a split screen, which would be kind of fun too. But if you haven't liked our Acorn TV Facebook page yet, please do that. Click on the little icon for, on the side of the player right over here on the right side. It says Facebook, and like our Facebook page. Follow us on Twitter. Share this feed. Help us to spread the word. We really appreciate that. Okay? And, as far as Classic Film Zone tonight, I'm not even sure we're going to do one. If we do, maybe I'll just show a clip from a movie just for fun, just a quick clip rather than feature a whole movie. If you have any suggestions on something you'd like to see, we'll take your suggestions. That'll be later in the show. And then, of course, we are going to wrap up, of course, every show like we do with a Judy Garland song in our Judy Garland segment because we do that every show. But also, Judy Garland, her birthday just passed a few days ago on June 10th. She would have been 90 years old today if she was still alive. But all right, so here's the deal, guys. Let's get into this a little bit here. Stuhrling Prestige is something that I've been really, really excited about, for a long, long time. I remember I started with Stuhrling Original literally 8 years ago, and probably in my first month that I was there, I've been wanting to do all Swiss-made watches. And as you know, we have a Swiss manufacturing partner, or as you may know, our manufacturing partner is a Swiss company that's headquartered in Bellinzona, Switzerland. I said, why can't we do that? But that was just simply not our MO. We do watches made by a Swiss company in a Swiss-owned factory in Hong Kong, and we do them at an affordable price, and the make is phenomenal. And that's what separates us from the competition that does Far East-made watches. Ours are made by a Swiss company, and that's a big difference. And I think for those of you that are Stuhrling Original fans out there, you know that. But that's not my intention here tonight, is to sell you, watches. That's not what we're here to do. We do enough of that on Shop NBC. But for a long time, been asking for it. When are we going to do it? When are we going to do it? Let's do it. Let's do it. And finally, really, to be honest, it was after the success, I believe, of the Invicta Reserve line that, the powers that be started softening on the idea, saying we could do a line of Swiss-made watches. We saw how Invicta had their regular watches and then the Invicta Reserve. So maybe it could be a higher end, and we could do some Swiss-mades. And so now we've got an all Swiss-made line, Stuhrling Prestige. It's been a long time. We didn't just want to bring out one model. We had to load up the line. And we're ready to bring it out. And I will tell you this, that, in trying to decide how we're going to present this on Shop NBC, we thought it was very important, that we have some delineation between Stuhrling Original and Stuhrling Prestige. because even though they're made by our same manufacturing partner, George J. von Berg, only these are made in, of course, his Swiss factory in Bellinzona, we thought that, for the sake of clarity, there should be a distinction between the two. And we talked about it for a long time. And even though I've been very excited, for this and everything, I just think that for the betterment of what we're doing as a company and as a brand, I think we need somebody else to present it. In other words, if I were to present it, then we probably need somebody else for Stuhrling Original. And Stuhrling Original, let's face it, we are a very solid watch vendor on Shop NBC. And quite frankly, I'm not ready to give that up. And we talked about different possibilities literally for the last 5 or 6 months as to who we could have do it. And finally, we came up with a suggestion, and this is going to be our new representative for Stuhrling Prestige. Check it out. I'm kidding. Wait a minute now. Whose idea was that, Ronnie? Okay. No, it's not going to be Elvis Presley, okay? That would be kind of funny. Come on. Who's the real representative, Ronnie? Come on, man. All right, you're killing me. No, that's not. We got somebody even better than that, okay? Here's our new, we haven't even come up with a final title yet, but I think, he's going to be a brand ambassador, whether that's the title or not. That's what he is. And as somebody you all know and love, check it out. Here he is, our new brand ambassador for Stuhrling Prestige, Justin Zimmer. Justin, welcome aboard.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me on the show. I know that everybody's excited to see me now, especially after that big introduction there. So it's definitely going to be exciting. Larry talked about it.
The crowd is going crazy, folks.
They definitely are.
Woo! Okay.
I know we were talking about this now. Everybody has seen me and they have now tuned out.
No, come on, man.
This is exciting news.
I'll tell you what, it is exciting news, Justin. Listen, Justin and I, a lot of you know I moved to Minneapolis about 15 or 16 months ago because I was making, I was flying back and forth between New York and Minneapolis like a chicken with his head cut off. And it was just too much for me. And ever since I moved here, we became friends instantly. Right. I've been out to, Justin built his own house. It's incredible. He dug the hole in the ground.
I know you say that.
What?
I know you say that, but it's not. I don't know if that's true. I didn't build the house. I mean,
you and your dad built the house.
Yeah. Well, my dad and my brother, like I said, I saw it built. I might have cleaned up.
And it's not like he's right next door. His house is about 50 miles away. And I drove out there and I saw, he said, here's my new house. And he took me out and there was just a dirt lot there. And I go, where is it? He says, well, when you come back, you're going to see it. He dug a big hole in the ground and they built this really cool house for him and his kids. And, we've been friends ever since. Justin's been over here many times. And, there were some other possibilities we were looking at for the last few months. But when it became official that, let's face it, Swiss Watch International was no longer going to be on Shop NBC. That was kind of your on-air gig for a while.
Yeah. Yeah. It was probably almost 2 years, year and a half that it was with SWI, and that was fantastic. But now, we're on to an exciting a new venture as well with the Stuhrling Prestige line. It's a great line. I was able to look through it. Everything looks great, and you're really going to see some high-end styles. I know we have some images too. We might go through those, but you're really going to see a lot of classic Swiss-made timepieces, both quartz and a lot of automatics as well. I know a lot of people are excited to see the automatics, but they're really just high-end timepieces. They're absolutely beautiful as well. And like I said, the majority are classic timepieces, but you do have a few sportier items in there as well. So so if the guys aren't, if you're not completely into the classic, there are some sportier versions. Here you have, a automatic chronograph that we just saw there as well.
That was in the Valjoux 7750, as is this one here, the Silvertone. What I was going to say, Justin, is that I wanted somebody that I was going to be comfortable with.
Right.
And when you became available, for me, it was a no-brainer. I said, this is a guy who I like. This is a guy I can work with. This is a friend. You've got a very loyal following on the Shop NBC audience. You're very popular. I don't know what it is. They love you. They don't like me, but they love you.
I don't know what it is.
No, but you're very well liked on
Sure.
Shop NBC. And of course, I know you used to work there.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I just we just felt that we had to have somebody other than myself, unless I was going to do Prestige, and then that would leave Original, open.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows what's going to happen in the future? Who knows? It could all become commingled, and we're both doing both. But in any case, I think it's important to keep them separate.
Definitely, yeah, sure.
And so I like the idea. And when I approached, the owner and the powers that be and my boss with the idea, they said, "Are you sure? He's kind of young and all this kind of stuff." I said, "That's what we want, really."
Who is this guy? They said.
Yeah. So he said,
"We don't agree with you, Larry." We don't know about this guy. He's
we
suspicious.
brought Justin out to New York to the home office, and then once we did that, it was a done deal. That was last week, and I couldn't be really more pleased, more happy to have you as part of the Stuhrling Original family, and bringing the Stuhrling Prestige pieces to the Shop NBC audience, and that's another thing. Just finally getting them to the air.
Definitely. I know that there's been a lot of people waiting for that as well. It's a very exciting time. I'm really excited. I know everybody's thinking right now too, well, when are these shows? When are these presentations? When can we see this?
We got something in the cooker for next week, right?
It's coming up Tuesday. So Tuesday, 9 p.m. Central. So you're at 10 p.m. Eastern. You're going to see a full hour of Stuhrling Prestige. So it's coming up just in a few days.
All right, great. Now listen, like I said, I want to get people to call in. If you want to ask Justin any questions, whatever it may be, here's the studio line right here. You see it here, the 310 number, or if you want a video Skype, you're welcome to do that. You just got to Skype Acorn TV. You might have to request us to, add you into our contacts or something like that, and we'll be happy to do that. We've got Stacia and Maddie out there in the control area. Justin, we got a really nice audience out here tonight.
Are they nice?
I mean, there's a good size. I mean,
we'll
we definitely.
If we get some calls, we'll have to make that determination.
Well, I mean,
then.
They're not calling yet, but I'm sure we're going to get some phone calls.
Mm-hmm.
So, and listen, when we do get calls, guys, we can only take one call at a time. We don't have multiple phone lines in here, where you can go on hold and in a queue. So when one person is on, then it's just we can't take the second call. So, but there it is. There's the first call coming in. I think Maddie or Stacia is going to be on that. Who's regarding the phone? Is it Maddie or Stacia out there, Ronnie? It's Stacia. Stacia's on it? Okay, good.
If you're calling right now, nobody knows who you are. If you're calling, we're just going to let it ring.
Yeah, well, I'd like to get some questions. I'd like to try and field some stuff here. Let's take a look one more time, Ronnie. And I asked the office to send me some pictures, and I guess they're just getting rolling with taking some of these pictures. But this one here, this has got the Value 7750,
right.
And this is something I've been wanting to do for a long time.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and this not only is it a wonderful movement, it's something that's obviously very really popular. A lot of people look for it. The automatic chronograph, I know we've already moved on, but the cases in these timepieces are done absolutely beautifully as well. There you can see the exhibition case back. That's a
7750 right there. You want for people that are watching the show that may not be watch geeks, that may not be into it. What's a 7750? This is a test, okay?
What is it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's an automatic chronograph timepiece, so it really is. There you can see the rotor is decorated as well. It really is that movement that is special to a lot of people. It's been around for many years. I think a lot of people think that it's a newer movement. It's not. It really is that that workhorse of a movement that's going to be both accurate and very durable as well.
Yeah. Okay.
And
it looks
here,
like.
And then we had a version. Did we show this one right now, or
that? Yeah.
So here's an example of the sportier timepieces too. So there are some that are more on the sport side as well. So there really is a great mix of different looks with the Prestige collection, and it's really exciting, and it's coming up really, really quick.
Now I love this one here. This bezel design, this with the way that it's. You're right. It is sporty. This is actually inspired by a super high end brand. That just the bezel design, not the rest of it. But that bezel is awesome.
Yeah, we were talking about this one briefly before, you and I, when we were just looking at some of the shots. There's a lot of really cool dial work going on. The bezel is very intricate as well.
Yep.
And we were talking about the pushers as well. You can see on the pushers, it's almost like a paddle style pusher, but it's not a paddle. It just has that extra little bit on there. So it's very cool. It's a very cool watch. A lot of cool things going on the dial. And once again, it's not just that cookie cutter design, though. I mean, there's a lot of intricate detail.
These pictures do not do it justice. When you actually see the make on these timepieces, even the make on our regular Stuhrling Originals really shocks people and blows them away. But the make on these is really sensational. So in some ways, I'm almost jealous, that it's you. But in the bigger, grand scheme of things, I'm still the president, Justin. Don't forget that, all right?
Right.
But in the bigger grand scheme of things, listen, I've been doing Stuhrling Originals now for 8 years, and like I said before, I'm just not ready to give that up. I'm a man of the people, Justin. And, I love what we do with Stuhrling Original.
Sure.
You know that. I bleed Stuhrling Original. Well, we've got Evan from Phoenix, Arizona on the line. Evan, welcome to the show.
Hi, Larry. Hi, Justin. Congratulations.
Thank you.
The original Stuhrling watches are really nice. I get compliments on them all the time, and I expect bigger and even better things from the new line.
Yeah, there's some exciting things, from the Prestige line, and I know that a lot of the pictures are great that we have here, but really when you're going to get to see them on Shop NBC with the close-ups and stuff, you're going to see how beautiful the dials are as well. Very intricate textures on the dials. I mean, they're fantastic timepieces. Everything about them, and of course with the Swiss made as well. It's really something that people have really been asking for. So it's really cool.
Evan, how long do you go back? I know you and I have talked on the phone a number of times. How long do you go back with Stuhrling Original?
Not that long, relatively speaking. I've been collecting watches now for almost 10 years and maybe a couple of years.
Okay. Yeah, this is not Ivan, it's Evan. No,
I'll respond to anything when you have a name like mine.
No, but it is Evan with an E, right?
Correct.
Yeah, Evan H. I know you, Evan. We've spoken on the phone a number of times. But okay, so you go back a couple of years with Stuhrlings. How many do you own? Do you own at least a couple?
Oh, sure. I've got. Well, now you caught me off guard. I've probably got about 4 of them. 2 of the tourbillons, and one of the ones with the double springs, and actually I've got 5 of them, and the other 2 were a little lower price levels.
Well, those lower price levels, I mean, believe it or not, that's really what I did not want to give up because, it's, yes, I've been wanting to do Swiss made, and I would love to sell the, $1,000 timepieces and all that. But, realistically, we sell thousands and thousands of units on Shop NBC. Many of them, of course, as you know, are under $100. And those pieces right there, I mean, they are great gift items. They're great. People buy them as gifts. We're a great gift brand. People wear them for themselves. They're always blown away at what they get for a low price. And, again, the prestige of the Prestige line is very, seductive. But at the same time, I've worked very hard for the last 8 years to build that Stuhrling audience as much as possible, and I'm not ready to just walk away from it. To me, it's home, and so I'm really glad that you like that. And Evan, listen, I haven't forgotten some of our recent conversations about some of the upcoming things that we wanted to do here at Acorn TV. So, don't forget about me, and let's not forget that last
I apologize. I have been meaning to call you. As you know, I started a new job, though, and the last few weeks I've been just flying around the country, so I haven't had much free time.
Yeah. I've actually recently come in contact with some people here in Minneapolis regarding Acorn TV that are going to I'm going to be tapping into, a network of potential guests that we're going to be bringing on the shows. And I'm looking forward to that, probably starting around maybe even next month, July or August, so that's going to be exciting to get some new fresh blood up in here for guests. Not that it's not great to have you here, Justin.
I'm not fresh blood. I'm like Old news.
Man,
is that what
Justin,
you're saying?
the first time I met Justin was about 4 years ago or 5 years ago. Justin was programming the Sunday Night Watch show on Shop NBC, and I went upstairs where your office was, and we walked by, and I forgot who it was that I was with that introduced me to you, or you introduced yourself to me, saying, "Oh, I do the Sunday night shows. I program the Sunday night shows," and you right away, you have anything special for me? And,
yeah.
And
Always on the lookout.
Yeah, man, It was
Sure.
great. That was the first time we met. And I was, really impressed from the very first time we met that you were not just another programmer at Shop NBC. You were really looking to stack your shows with the best stuff.
Definitely.
You were trying to make like all-star lineups for every Sunday night show. Mm-hmm. And it's, I think they miss
So
you.
what
I
you're
think
saying
they
is
miss you on that side of the fence, to be
I
honest with you.
impressed you.
Definitely. Absolutely.
Okay, sure.
It's
good.
Yeah,
Well, a good producer is very difficult to find.
Yeah, they need more of that mentality over there. But listen, they're doing a great job. Hold on a minute. No, I don't want to get in trouble.
Wait a minute, Larry.
But no,
what are you talking about?
No,
over
but
there?
you really took pride in programming those shows. I mean, there's no question about that. And I think that's why you're so welcomed in that building over there. They love you over there because you always did a very diligent job over there.
Yeah, definitely. No matter what I do.
I think you probably still have your security card, don't you?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, I got that still. Still have my email.
Because when we go in, we have to go in through as guests. We have to go in through the security door, and the guard has to come out and literally let us in as guests. Justin walks right in.
I'm just there already. Of course.
And
now,
how does
they're
he get
probably
in?
gonna want it back now that they know I still have it. But
He just walks right through the door, and I'm going, damn, I can't do that.
yeah.
Anyway, man, I really am happy about this whole thing. You have anything else for us, Evan?
I think that's it, other than you already have a tremendous value, and the new line, especially with the ever harder to get Swiss movements, should take it to the next level.
Well, thank you very much. It's nice to see the words Swiss made on the dial with Stuhrling Original. I've been waiting for that for a long time. So thank you, Evan. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Good night. Okay, peace. All right. I'd like to get, other people to call, if nothing else, just to wish Justin some good luck. I'm excited. Now, I was thinking, okay, Tuesday night there's going to be a show. Should I come in the green room just to keep you company?
Yeah, definitely. Why
Forget it, man. I'm going to be home watching the basketball.
Forget it. What do you see? Look at this guy.
No, because you don't need
You brought me right into that one, right?
No, you don't need me there, man. You're going to be fine without me. I'll be watching right here at home. I'm only a couple of miles away, a few miles from the studio. You can come over here and hang out afterwards if you want. I'll be watching on TV.
Yeah, it should be.
You
really
don't need
cool.
me looking over your shoulder, So
Giving me some pointers.
unless they want me to introduce you, I don't know. But
I'm not sure. They haven't even told me who the who the host was going to be yet or anything. So I don't.
Well, this is the norm. You know that.
Yeah.
A lot of times I don't know who's going to be the show until the last minute. But anyway, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be really exciting. So we're all looking forward to that.
The block itself, I think it's like a 5-hour block of all. I think it's all new timepieces at Shop NBC. I know I saw. There's an Invicta hour in there. There's a Dreville hour, and then I think there's some mixture, like 2 generic hours too, that has a bunch of stuff. So it really is like a 5-hour block of new. So it's an exciting block to be a part of, especially with Stuhrling Prestige taking center focus with a full hour.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
And let me ask you this: you came out to New York last week for the first time to see our operation. Were you surprised? Is it what you thought it was going to be? Is it what you expected? What were your thoughts about?
I'm just going to start off by saying Stuhrling is run on instant coffee. I'm just going to say that right now. I'd never had instant coffee before in my life, right? But it's actually amazing.
Yeah, you had some of that?
Yeah,
I didn't even see
coffee.
it. Okay, yeah.
And I said, what's this? And they're like, it's instant coffee. And I said, well, really? Like, I've never had instant coffee. I'm like, what is it, like freeze-dried?
Okay, so with 70,000 square feet of office space and building space and a big shipping room and a couple of 2 different vaults and our whole entire operation, upstairs, downstairs, 3 stories in the back in the building and everything. That's what you're focused on?
Come on. I'm trying to be a little funny here. Okay. But it was the freeze-dried coffee. It really was. And it was good. But the thing is, it's they're like, why should we wait for it to be done brewing, right? So, because it's like every second counts. So it's right away, but no, the operation is top notch. You know what you're saying too? It's a great facility as well. I got to see the tour.
But is it what you thought it was going to be, or was it less than you thought it was going to be, or bigger than you thought it was going to be? Come on now.
Yeah, I mean it's bigger. It's definitely a large complex. I didn't think it was going to be as big. I mean, it's definitely a labyrinth of stuff, and I was actually pretty tired when I was there as well, so I probably couldn't. I'd probably get lost. I had somebody that was kind of showing me around, so that was great. I mean, but yeah, it's big. It's really cool.
And you got to see the Timeworks vault.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
Yeah. That's not the Stuhrling original stuff, but that's very, very impressive. So good, man. I'm glad you enjoyed it and had a good time out there.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, we've got Terry from California, Lemoore, California. Welcome to the show, Terry.
Thank you. It's good to speak to you, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Terry. Where is Lemoore? I mean, I'm from California, and that doesn't ring a bell. Is that central or northern?
It's Central California. It's about 30 miles south of Fresno.
Okay.
And there's a large naval air station here.
Okay. I figured it was central because in Southern California, I would have at least heard of it, I think. So that's why I thought central or northern. But okay. So yeah, 30 miles south of Fresno. I right up the 5.
Actually 41, yeah.
Okay. A little more inland. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Very good, Terry. So let me ask you, how long have you been watching Stuhrling Original on Shop NBC?
Well, only for a few months. I'm really new to collecting.
Okay.
But I got turned on to Stuhrling through Zulu Time Zone in New York. Mark and Jeff.
Yep.
And in fact, I'm waiting for my first Stuhrling. It's in the mail.
As a matter of fact, I'm glad you brought that up, Terry, because Zulu Time Zone, they support us here at Acorn TV. Mark is a friend, and he's been very supportive of our efforts here. And I talked to him earlier today, and he wanted me to just remind everybody that he's going to be carrying the Stuhrling Prestige line. So it may not be in the same, variety as far as the number of models, or we're going to have to see how it all shakes down. But he actually is going to be putting some of the Stuhrling Prestige on his website, ZuluTimeZone.com. And, we do have a discount offer from Acorn TV for Zulu Time Zone. We're going to be running a commercial probably in about 4 or 5 minutes from now, and you'll see that. But you can use the discount code DAD on his site and get an extra $20 off. So anyway, so you got turned on to it through Zulu Time Zone.
Right, and I ordered a Sportsman Targa. Silver brown quartz, and it's in the mail. I've just seen the pictures.
Yeah, you're gonna love that piece. That is, we don't do now. Is it? Did you get it on a bracelet or a strap? Because the Targa comes both ways.
It's on the leather strap.
Okay, and it's a kind of an iconic design in the watch industry, and there's probably about 100 different watch brands that are making that look. And, we've been doing that look now for about 5 or 6 years, and the Targa has been one of our most popular series in our Sportsman's collection. We've got about, 10 or 12 different models of Targas now, in that whole series. Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to the Prestige tradition. I've already got my eye on one. It's got the champagne dial. And I love the case. What attracted me, there's a small watchmaker in Pennsylvania who makes very high-end, handmade, American-made. But his cases look exactly like that watch that you have produced in the Prestige line. And that's what first attracted me to it.
Wow. A lot of the Prestige watches, Justin and Terry, there are some of the bigger ones that we talked about with that sportier look, but a lot of them are going to be in that 40 to 42 millimeter range.
Yeah, they're more in the classic size, but just along with, Stuhrling as well. I mean, you're really kind of blown away, for what you get. For what you paid for your timepiece. And here with Stuhrling Prestige, we're going with Swiss made, beautiful timepieces. I know you mentioned the cases; they're done absolutely perfectly. Yet you're going to be still surprised what you're paying for these timepieces. I mean, in the Prestige line, I know there's going to be a huge price range as well. I mean, you're going to be, you know, in the $199 to $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 range. So there really is that watch, you know, for everybody. And it really is. Once again, when you see these timepieces, when you watch the show, you're going to be completely amazed that you can buy this level of timepiece for this price.
And, you know, another thing, too, what really, you know, is exciting for me about it is the fact that we have George making it, George von Berg, because the von Berg family has been making Swiss watches since 1961 in Switzerland. Originally, their factory was in Bienne. And then about, maybe 5 years ago, they moved it over to Bellinzona. But nevertheless, you know, quite a tradition there with the Von Bergs making all of our watches. They've been making Swiss watches for, you know, like I say now, literally 50 years now. And, you know, to have not just Swiss-made watches, but made by the Von Bergs is, I love George. I mean, wait till you get a chance to get to know him a little bit. I have a saying, and again, as much as I love George, you know, sometimes it's frustrating. We can't get the product as fast as we want it. You know, like it'll miss a certain show. We miss deadlines. And I learned from George, you cannot rush the Swiss. Honestly, you can't. It's true. If anybody out there has ever dealt with anybody who's Swiss, you know I'm not making it up. You cannot rush the Swiss. They take their time. They march to the beat of their own drummer. They don't care. It's about the watch, the product. You can't rush them. It's ridiculous. But I mean, listen, you know, it is what it is. You know, that's why you know, the Swiss made has that level of respect, really. All right, Terry, thanks so much for your call. You know, thank you for the congratulations, and thank you for supporting us here on Acorn TV.
Well, thank you very much.
Okay. Feel free, call us back again. Let us know how you like that Targa.
I will.
All right,
Thanks
great.
a lot.
Fantastic.
Bye.
Well, that's pretty cool, man. We got a couple of calls, and now the line's free for the next person. I mean, anybody who wants to call in, you know, wish us luck. I mean, some of our friends, we'd love to hear it. I hope you can tell that I'm really excited about this. Not only to have Stuhrling Prestige finally coming to Shop NBC and really getting it out there once and for all, but also to be doing it with a good friend. That means a lot to me, and I couldn't be happier, you know, to have Justin on board. It's just great, Justin.
No, it's going to be fantastic. You know, it'll be great. I'm really looking forward to, you know, a day too where we can do shows together too. So it's not, you know, it'd be nice to have like a mixture at some point and everything. So I'm sure we'll. So
maybe what we could do is go out there and play musical chairs. Is that what you're saying?
Well, we do that anyways, right? So.
Well, when we have those watch events.
Yeah.
You know, it'll be kind of nice to see you sell something other than a Ceramica, to be honest with you. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Sure.
We know that's an iconic piece at Shop NBC, but like every time I would see you in the green room, it would either be the Ceramica or that watch with the diamonds on it.
I mean, what, you mean the Ceramica with the diamonds?
No, there was a Ceramica, and there was that ladies one, and then you'd have the Neptunes, which those are great, and they sold every time. Every time you went out there, you sold them like candy.
Oh, they're fantastic pieces, and that's why you know you saw them a lot, is because they sold so well. They were so popular, and they are great. I actually bought one for my girlfriend.
The diamond one.
Yep.
That was it. A carat of diamonds or 2 carats of diamonds?
It was a carat.
A carat of diamonds, and it was like $800, right? Well, we sold them on Shop NBC.
Yeah,
they were like $7.99, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. So now
why are you laughing at me? What's going on?
Okay, so it's nice to know what you're spending on your girlfriend.
Yeah, ceramics. So no, they're
I
fantastic.
hope your ex-wife is not watching.
No,
I hope my ex-wife isn't watching. Both of them. But anyway, no, I don't care if they want to watch. They can watch. In any case, let's see here. It's going to be nice to see you selling something different. And by the way, I'm sure that there's probably more behind the story than I know, or maybe even more than you know, or maybe even more than you care to share. But without getting into the wheres and whys, because I don't know if either one of us really know, but what was your reaction when you found out that you weren't going to have the gig with Swiss Watch on Shop NBC anymore?
I mean, it was something that I really enjoyed. Leore's a great guy. SWI, Swiss Legend, everybody. I mean, I enjoyed working there and everything. So it was, I mean, it felt bad, that I wasn't able to do that anymore. Of course, I'm close with a lot of people at Shop and BC as well, with you and a lot of the other guests. So, it really is, it's amazing that I'm able to come back with Stuhrling Prestige, and I'm really excited to do that. So it was, I guess it was a bummer, when you hear something like that, but I'm coming back, so we're good.
Well, I'm glad that,
Yeah.
I'm glad that, we could be there to pick up the slack, man. So, you weren't gone long. It didn't take long.
Yeah, it wasn't that long.
Hey, you never know. What happens if they end up getting back on Shop? Then you're going to leave us and go to them?
What are you talking about? What are you...
No,
I don't know what's going on. I'm a very loyal person.
I know. You're in our camp now, and you're not going anywhere. All right, so let's see here. Let's get another call in here. Anybody? I'll tell you what, Ronnie. If somebody wants to call in, talk to Justin, talk to me, any questions you have for Stuhrling Original, please do so. In the meantime, I think it's time we go to a quick break. You have one queued up, Ronnie? Yep. All right, let's go to a quick break. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Chill with Larry Megan.
ZuluTimeZone.com is the first and only authorized dealer for Offshore Limited in the United States. ZuluTimeZone.com is proud to support Chillin' with Larry Megan and Acorn TV. Use the discount coupon code DAD to receive an additional $20 off per item. ZuluTimeZone.com digs Chillin' with Larry Megan.
Chill with Larry Megan.
All right, we're back. We're chilling with Larry Megan here on a Thursday night. A lot going on here in the studio. We've got our new brand ambassador for the time being. I'm not sure that's going to be the final title, but it sounds good to me because that's what he is. Justin Zimmer now, the new brand ambassador for Stuhrling Prestige. I'm very excited about that, to have one of my good friends here who's been nothing but friendly towards me since I moved here to Minnesota. And now we get to work together here for Stuhrling Original. He'll be presenting the Stuhrling Prestige. I'm staying home with Stuhrling Original. Very, very happy about that. We've got a nice crowd out there still, Justin. Anybody? We still have an open phone line, right, Ronnie?
Somebody's on it.
Oh, somebody just called in.
Maybe
Okay.
I should start a show here. What would we call that?
For Justin Zimmer?
Yeah. You got Chilling with Larry. We had what was Mike's?
The Davis After Dark?
Davis After Dark.
Okay.
The big difference between Davis After Dark and Chillin' with Larry Megan is the fact that the intros, Davis After Dark's intro is about 10 minutes, and yours is like 30 seconds.
Well, you have to talk to Mike about that. Mike built it
Am I
himself.
right? This guy knows what I'm talking about. He's like...
Yeah, well, listen, that's, you got to talk to Mike. And, we still may do a few
So what
more.
should we call mine?
We still may do a few more Davis After Dark shows. I mean, that's really up to Mike. But I hope that... I asked Mike if he wanted to come by here tonight. I was hoping he was going to come by. I thought it would be kind of fun to have him in here because Mike's been a great friend, not only to me, but, to our whole Acorn TV operation here. But, okay, it looks like we've got Steve from Leonard, Minnesota.
All right, Minnesota.
Steve, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you, Larry. Glad to be on board there.
Yeah, where is Leonard, Minnesota?
You know where Bemidji is? About 5.5 hours north of Minneapolis?
No.
Just south of Canada, I think.
Yeah, you're right.
Right. I've been to Bemidji a couple times. It's beautiful up there.
Oh, it's gorgeous. Yeah, we live about 50 miles northwest of Bemidji.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah.
in the Northwoods.
Oh, yeah. We live on a lake. We're the only ones that live on the lake. And It's very, very quiet, very, very peaceful, and perfect place to sit outside and enjoy some fresh air and the wildlife. I just talked to Mark Lister and sent him a photograph of a deer and its fawn in my backyard, and we had a great conversation today about timepieces and all that, and I might be ahead of your program here about what I'm thinking about, but I hope I didn't, you guys didn't. I missed you by a half an hour, and I feel bad about it, guys. And
well, you can watch the replay.
77.50.
You can.
Yeah,
I
know. I know. I was so pumped, Larry.
Okay.
I was really pumped to, watch the program because you're going to talk about the new Prestige line and things like that, and.
Yeah, what you want to do there, Steve, is kind of turn the sound on your computer down because there is a little bit of a delay, and that is going to kind of throw you off. Okay.
Okay. I turned you down. My wife came in here, and I guess she wanted to hear me on the big screen.
Again, you can watch when we're done with the show. You can watch the replay. It's going to just continue to replay, and sometimes we'll change the automatic replay, and you can always just click on the show archives and just pick the show you want, and you can watch the show and replay. And when you watch the show and replay from the archives, you can always just drag it forward and back, to wherever you want to go too. You don't have to sit there and watch it in real time if you don't want to, if you go to the show archives. But do you have any specific questions for myself or for Justin?
Well, I was just wondering, when is the Prestige going to be coming about, and also about Jorge von Berg. I emailed you about that some time ago, and since the Prestige is made in that fine factory, I thought this would be a perfect time to put you on the carpet, so to speak, to know about what's going on.
Well, I'll let you take the first part of that.
Yeah, we got a two-part question here. So the Stuhrling Prestige line, once again, very excited. It's going to be this Tuesday at, in your case, at 9 p.m. So it's 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern. Very exciting. You're going to have a good mixture, really, of what Stuhrling Prestige is going to be doing. It's a full-hour show, so you're going to see a lot of items. It's going to be very, very cool.
Yeah, and as far as George von Berg, his name is George, not Jorge, but nevertheless, I'm sorry, but I don't exactly recall that. You say you wrote me an email about George, so I don't know what the question was. What was the specific question you wanted to know about George?
Are they going to be coming back?
Well, George is our manufacturing partner. He makes all of our watches. Are you referring to his own in-house brand of the GJVB?
Yes.
Now, let me ask you this. To my knowledge, I don't recall GJVBs being sold on Shop NBC. I remember them being sold on, I believe, WSS and even JTV and possibly even Shop at Home. But I don't recall them being offered on Shop NBC. Were they?
It could have been either one of those, but it was Tim that was doing the presentation of it.
Right. Yeah. And, when Tim was at Shop at Home and also at JTV, we were actually, our company was warehousing those watches for George. Like I say, he's our manufacturing partner. And in order, here's the situation. If you're going to be in the home shopping business and, you want to, get your product on home shopping here in the United States, I'm not going to say it's an absolute that you must warehouse them here in the United States. You possibly could, warehouse them overseas and then, ship here and everything. But you almost need a holding house here in the United States to do it. It's not impossible, but we were warehousing George's goods in New York for Shop at Home and then later JTV, and it was Tim Temple that was selling the GJVB watches. And his watches, I love his line. I love his brand. The interesting thing about GJVB watches is that they're all Valjoux 7750s and 7751s. Every model that George makes are either the 7750 or the 7751 with the moon phase, the Valjouxs. So George has always had a very good supply of Valjoux movements, even at a time when a lot of other companies couldn't get them or had to wait 2 years to get them. George was always well stocked on them. And because that's all he makes, and with his own line. And that even added to my frustration because, when no one else can get them, I knew that, hey, if we want to make it, I'd go to George and say, George, make us a 7750 for crying out loud, And he says, Larry, he would tell me, you're talking to the wrong guy. He says, I want to make them. It's, it's not up to me. And it was up to, really the owner of Stuhrling to finally give the go ahead. He never really wanted to do just one model or two models. He said, if we're going to do it, we have to do, kick it off with 10 or 12 models. We can't just put our toe in the water. It's got to kind of be all the way. That's how he wanted to do it. And it took a long time, but now we've got them. And but in George's case, his watches are very classic looking, very traditional looking, very elegant. And George is really, he was really, like, from the very first time I met him 8 years ago, one of the things that has always made me very proud to be a part of Stuhrling Original, that George makes our watches for us. So,
yeah. When Tim did the presentation, and you can tell with Tim when he really, really likes something, and he was he was really, really, really liking it, which made me really, really liking it. And I'm a 50 and 51 guy, and those would be the ones that I'm interested in. As soon as the Prestige line comes out with the 50, I am an owner, so. But yeah, that's it's unique enough, and the Prestige line is. I was looking at the 7750 on the internet, and I had to do a whole bunch of digging. Now I was going through the Von Berg. That's how I ran across it, and I looked and I go, holy smokes, you guys are on the edge of a different market that seems to be all the way out there.
I just thought of something. I want to, get you off the line here, Steve, so I can get somebody else in here. And then Ron,
sure.
No, that's okay. I mean, thank you very much for calling. It's been a great call. You brought to light some good stuff that, allowed us to talk about George Von Berg, and I really appreciate that. And, thank you for your support here at Acorn TV as well, Steve.
Well, you're welcome. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it when Mike was on, and just keep on going. I'm in.
Okay, man. Thanks. Have a good night, Ronnie. What he made me think of, and that really was a good call. The line is open. If anybody wants to call in, let's get another caller in here. This has been great tonight. I'd like to show, since we're talking a lot about Von Berg. Mm-hmm. I've got some pictures of myself with George and also with his dad. His dad is still consulting. George is running the company, but remember, it's George's grandfather. Unfortunately, the only place you're going to be able to get him, Ronnie, I don't have him on this hard drive. It's on another hard drive. Okay. So you're not going to be able to get him that way. But where you can get him is if we open up a browser and we do a screen capture. If you go to my Facebook page, can you do that, Ronnie? Yeah. Okay. I'll show you where we go. We go to the albums here because, I'm sure that a lot of the people that are watching the show tonight, they've seen pictures of George. Maybe they've seen him on TV. When the Stuhrling Original brand launched on Shop NBC 10 years ago, George Von Berg came in and actually sat in on the first show with Tim Temple. That was a couple years before I even joined the company. I've only been with Stuhrling for 8 years. But, and also maybe these people like Steve has seen George, come into Shop at Home or JTV where Tim was working. Go to the album. Let me see here, Ronnie. Where's my glasses? Here we go. It would be Basel World 2011. There it is. You see the album that says 80 photos? Yeah. And you'll see a picture with me and George and his dad. Here we go. Right here. These pictures right in here, Ronnie. This one? Yeah. Or, even the one all four of these. All four of them. Okay. Once you click it open, there you go. Okay. Can you, is it going to be possible? Yeah. All right. Ronnie is manipulating the screen capture here. But in any case, what I'm saying is I know there's people out there that are familiar with George, but there's probably people watching. We've got a great audience right now that have never seen George, or maybe they've heard the name. So I'm going to show you some pictures here so you at least know who we're talking about. And like I say, Justin, when you get a chance to meet George and his dad and Alex, of course, the general manager of our factory, those are my go-to guys. They really are. When I need to find out something about how was this made? What is the material? What was the process? What can you tell me? I'm emailing Alex.
Right.
Certain things I copy George, or I'll email to George. But when I really need to know info, Alex is my go-to guy. He's the general manager of the factory, and he works for George. And it's really a great situation. And it is like kind of a family. What'd you do? You actually saved the pictures rather than a screen capture? You're too good, Ronnie. You're too good.
It's like you guys matched your ties on that day.
Well, first of all, take a look at this. Now, this is George Sr., okay? This is not, when we talk about George von Berg, this is his father, okay? This is George II. George I, his grandfather, is the one who started the company back in 1961. But this man right here, this was at Basel last year. This man right here is the one that really took the family business to another level, because George von Berg Sr. right here, he is the one that was one of the 5 charter members of the Hong Kong Swiss Watch Federation about 25 years ago. And back then, that was a big deal. And Hong Kong was a real center for manufacturing. And there were 5 watch companies from Switzerland that, had the vision and the foresight to say, this is where manufacturing is going. And to this day, now of course since China overtook Hong Kong in 98, which is 12 years ago, whatever it was, 13 years ago, that Hong Kong Swiss Watch Federation has become defunct. It doesn't exist anymore because most of the manufactories in Hong Kong have been moved out to China. So it's kind of almost I wouldn't say a lost art, but it's almost the industry has changed so much that we may have the only, and if not the only, certainly one of the only, but it might be the only Swiss-owned factory remaining in Hong Kong today. And that's what makes us so unique and so special and differentiates us from most other brands that are making watches either in China or Hong Kong, is that we have a Swiss-owned factory where there used to be several, there aren't anymore. And so George Sr. is the one who had the foresight to set that up, and George Jr., George von Berg III, which is the man who owns the company and runs it today, although he still consults with his father. This is the guy that I'm referring to that I, talk to, and you'll meet here. Let's show him, Ronnie. The one in the middle, that's George. That's the jolly watchmaker, George von Berg, with his own GJVB line, and that's his father on the left, and that's at our booth in Basel. And it's always a pleasure to see George, and he's such a classy guy too. It's like every time I see him, whether it's at JCK or Basel or even, in New York, he's always saying, let's go to dinner, and he will not let me pay. The man will not let me pay. Okay. I know when I went to Hong Kong, he took me up to the Peak, and he takes me out for, dinners and stuff like that. And he's just a very classy guy. And like I say, that's one of the things that I'm most proud of is our relationship with the Von Berg family. So that's George and his dad, and also his sister. I don't have a picture of his sister handy, but George runs the company, but his sister is right in there, slugging away with him. And she's a partner in the business as well. All right. Do we have somebody on the line?
Yep.
All right.
Steve
from Costa Mesa. All right, now you're talking. Where they have all the.
Larry.
Hey, Steve. Welcome to the show.
How you doing? Hey, good. Hey, Justin. Congratulations on the new position.
Thank you so much.
I loved you with SWI. Now I'm going to be loving you more with Larry, since I've been a member of Stuhrling Nation for many, many years.
Excellent.
I think Larry might know me from Facebook. I'm the guy that has the Facebook cover with the Stuhrling Imperial Dynasty tourbillon as my Facebook cover. So definitely a huge fan,
Cool.
And I'm so excited about the new line. I think I started, I don't know how many years ago, with things like the Stuhrling Minuet, the Master Calendar, the Alpine Challenge, the His and Her Delphis, the Delphi Adonis, and then, of course, the cream of the crop, the Imperial Dynasty tourbillon,
Right.
which is still to this day, of my 40 or 50 watches in my collection, definitely gets the most compliments of anything in my collection.
Fantastic, Steve. Now, when I think of Costa Mesa, I think of that shopping mall down there that has all the. I mean, they have Versace, and I mean, you name it. All the, high-end stores are in that mall. What's the name of that mall?
Yes, that is South Coast Plaza.
South Coast Plaza. Thank you. I've been away for about 8 years, Steve.
Well, you got to come on back down. It just keeps growing, and as a matter of fact, The wonderful establishment that I am the sommelier and wine specialist for is located in the South Coast Plaza Village. We've been there 33 years, so I know the place very, very well.
Yeah, you know, my sister is one of those wine thingies too. She works for a major wine store that's in all the airports, and she's an area manager and everything. And they go on company retreats once a year to different wineries and stuff like that. And I'm not a big wine drinker or whatever, but my sister is into that whole thing too.
Well, that's cool. I've been doing it for 35 years, and I obviously where I'm doing a lot of tastings and I'm doing a lot of really special high-end events. I always make sure I'm wearing something nice on my wrist, and most of the time it's a Stuhrling original piece, and hopefully soon the Value 7750 in your new Prestige line. I'm looking so much forward to that.
Yeah, what a great compliment right there. Well, here's how do you say? Is it a sommelier?
Yeah, sommelier.
A wine sommelier is wearing Stuhrling Original to for that upscale look. That's great.
It's definitely it's going to be that upscale look, and we've talked about it briefly too. I mean, just the the texture on the dials, the way that's done is just absolutely amazing. Of course, the case construction, the straps. I mean, everything's going to look absolutely perfect. So you are definitely.
Well, the best part about it is that as a matter of fact, I had just been interviewed by somebody, one of the loggers that just did a thing at the restaurant, and they did a photo shoot, and it included a photo shoot of my tourbillon on my wrist that actually made it onto a YouTube video, as well as into a photo shoot that ended up on Facebook. So you're all over the air,
Very
Larry.
cool.
That's nice, Steve. Just to refresh my recollection, and this will be the last thing with you. Remind me, because again, it's been a long time since I've been down to South Coast Plaza. I used to drive down there, when I wanted to do some shopping or something like that. It was worth the drive just to get out of L.A. It was about 60 miles, 55 miles from the valley or something like that. But give me some of the stores, because you really cannot find those high-end stores unless you go, to Rodeo Drive or something.
Right. You name a brand that's Prestige, and I'm so wonderful name that you're using, Stuhrling Prestige. But every high-end manufacturer that is out there is in South Coast Plaza, and we're very proud that we have a number of restaurants within South Coast Plaza ourselves, and I think definitely Ferragamo and all of the Armani. You pick a brand and they're there. Of course, the Bloomingdale's and all of the the Macy's and Saks and all those also.
But it's the boutique stores that I'm talking about. It's those boutique stores that I'm talking about. The Bloomies and the Macy's and those. We find those in a lot of malls. Maybe Bloomie's not quite so much, but it's the boutiques like Versace and Ferragamo. You don't find those in every mall. That's not your everyday shopping mall down there.
No, and definitely, and Tiffany and all the rest are all there, and of course Ferragamo is very dear to our hearts because Salvatore Ferragamo, whenever he's in town, grandson of the original founder, does dine with us at our restaurant every time he's in town from Italy.
I think, is there even a Hermes in there as well?
Which one?
Hermes?
Yes, I believe they are also. Yes, it's so large. I get lost in that mall, but I definitely.
I mean, you don't find Hermes in every shopping mall in the country. That's for sure.
Well, next time you're in LA, hit the 405 South and come on down and see us, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you on Facebook and I'm back on Shop NBC along with Justin. And again, welcome aboard, Justin.
Thank you.
You know what they say, you listen to the right voices and you make the right choices. I think someone I know told me that once.
That is what they say.
Can I tell you guys a little secret, which I can say here on my webcast that you're not going to hear me say on the air? Some guys have written to me saying, "Hey, Larry, you haven't said that in a while. What happened?" I'm going to tell the truth here, okay? They told me they don't like me saying that on Shop NBC. They told me to stop it because they, listen to the right voice. And the reason they said that is that I guess somebody complained that it was kind of creepy. So, that's why I don't say it anymore. It was something
I use it all the time.
I'm telling you, it's something
I'm always chilling with Larry and listening to the right voices.
It's something that, my dad used to tell me. My dad was from Philadelphia, and he had a bunch of sayings, and my dad used to talk in rhymes and everything. He was a character, and, he used to say that, and that's where I got it from, really. But, we don't want to creep anybody out, so we don't use that line anymore,
Will they allow me to give one plug for the place I work for or no?
Oh, go ahead. This is my show. This is Acorn TV. This is my webcast. We're in my studio. What do you got?
Well, since 1979, Antonello Ristorante. Antonello Ristorante has been in South Coast Plaza Village since October of 79, and I've been running the wine program since September of 90. So I'm going on my 22nd anniversary as the restaurant turns 33.
Now, wait a minute. I think I might know that restaurant. Is that next to Fascinable?
No, it's we're actually right perched between Morton's of Chicago and a place called it's over in the village right across in South Coast Village, across from South Coast Plaza, across from the Nordstrom side, and we've been in the village established 1979, 33 years this October.
That's close to that theater, isn't it? Where they have the not concerts. But the
Performing Arts. This is the Segerstrom Hall for the Performing Arts Center.
The Performing Arts Center, right? Yeah,
we're right across the street. We usually
I know your place
from our restaurant right to the door of the theater. As a matter of fact,
I know that place. You're not cheap.
No, we're not, and but you get what you pay for, just like you do with everything else in life. And I'm very proud to be there, and I'm a very proud fan of Stuhrling Nation. We love you guys.
All right, thanks, Steve. Much love. Thank you. Okay, very, very nice. Maddie, can you hear me in there? Okay, quick question. Who won the game?
The Miami Heat won the game 196.
Oh, wow. Because they were up by like 13 in the third quarter, I think, or something like that. So my man LeBron. Now, listen, if Oklahoma City wins that game, I know you don't care about sports, Justin.
It's not that I don't care about
sports. But, we had it going on out there before we started the show, and I hated to tear myself away like that. But, I'm pulling for Miami at this point. I was pulling for Oklahoma City to beat San Antonio. They did that. If Oklahoma City wins, I'm going to be very, very happy for three guys. I'll be very happy for, number one, Derek Fisher. I love Derek Fisher. I'd love to see him get a sixth ring. I'll be very happy for my UCLA Bruin, Russell Westbrook. And I'll be very happy for Scott Brooks. I have really come to dig this guy, love this guy. What a classy coach he is. And if he gets a ring, more power to him. One of the classier coaches I've seen in basketball. But on the other side of the coin, I'm pulling for my man, Pat Riley. And I really want to see LeBron James get a ring. It's about time. He deserves it. Maddie, did you watch that? Maddie's out in the green room out there. Did you watch that Dream Team special they had last night?
No, I did not, but I really, really want to.
I know Maddie played college basketball, and Maddie, just in case you want to know after the show here, if you want, I did DVR it. It's pretty cool.
Okay, I might be sticking around then. Okay,
all right. So the Miami Heat won by 4 points. It's 1-1 going back to Miami for the next 3 games. Are you? And I know you're pulling for LeBron also, right?
Yes.
All right, Maddie. Thanks for the update. Appreciate it.
Yep.
All right. So, if anybody else wants to give us a quick call, talk to Justin, our new Stuhrling Original brand ambassador now for Stuhrling Prestige. Very excited. They're going to be on the air next Tuesday night with a full hour, Justin.
Yep, full hour, 9 p.m. Central. 10 p.m. Eastern.
Okay, that's prime time. That's a great time slot.
It's prime time, and it's an exciting block. It's a 5-hour block of watches.
That's not easy.
Well, it's supposed to be all new items, new launches. So there's Invicta's in there, Dreville's in there. Then there's also, I think, 2 generic hours, so it's going to be probably a mixture of vendors. And then, of course, we have 1 full hour with Stuhrling Prestige as well. So it's very exciting. It's a very exciting launch time. How
many new models are in the lineup?
I don't know how many are going to actually
9.
make the show. I think it's going to be probably 8 to 10 models. But I think you're going to be very surprised, with price points. And there's going to be a varying amount of price points as well. So everybody's going to be able to get into the Prestige line.
Cool. Let's see here. I think we've got someone on the line here. Not yet. Okay. All right. Cool. Well, that's definitely looking forward to that next Tuesday night. And I think you're not going to want to miss that either. They'll probably have some very special pricing not only for the fact of the event, but also the fact that
For the launch.
for the launch.
Mhm,
This is the official launch of Stuhrling Prestige, on Shop NBC, and that is, very exciting. Normally, Justin, what we do is we have a classic film zone. Tonight, we're not going to do that, where we take one movie and we show 5 or 6 clips from the movie and really delve into that movie and talk about it. I thought maybe what I might do if we have time is I might show, one clip from one movie just to, to break it up here. But let's see here. We've got a call coming in. Let's see who this is, and then we'll make a decision on that. I'll tell you what, this is exciting.
Well, you're going to work in a Judy, weren't you?
Well, at the end of the show, we're going to have a Judy segment no matter what.
Okay.
But because it was her birthday 3 days ago or 4 days ago, we were thinking about showing a clip from a Judy movie.
Right.
Okay, and at the Judy. But that might be. But I have something in mind, actually.
Are you saying that's too much Judy?
I can never get enough
Well,
Judy.
what's the matter then?
I don't know, man. All right.
Know.
We've got Jeff Payson from Arizona. Jeff, you're on the line. Welcome to the show.
Greetings, gentlemen. Justin, congratulations on your new position.
Thank you.
Looking forward to seeing the launch on Tuesday night. I know we've seen the Felix was strutting in the Maverick today, and I've seen the Navigator de
Prestige
Leon.
Maverick,
They
yeah.
look beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me if any of these are going to have exhibition backs on your automatic movements?
Yeah, the majority of the automatics actually have exhibition case backs. The ones that I looked at last week, they pretty much all did. So they are just great timepieces to look at. So yeah, you're really going to be blown away when you see them.
All I've seen is the front picture, so I haven't seen the rear case back. So I'm looking forward to not only seeing them, but putting them in my collection and rotation.
Fantastic. Where in Arizona are you, Jeff?
I'm in the central part of the state, almost dead center, in a town called Payson.
Payson, Arizona. Okay.
About 5,000 feet elevation in the middle of nowhere.
Now, wait a minute. There's another town. You talk about 5,000 feet elevation. When you're going through Prescott on your way to Sedona, you can go way up high and then come down the backside of that hill. What is that little town up at the top of the hill up there? Jerome, that's right. Okay. It's been a long time since
town.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I made that trip, but you're nowhere near Jerome.
About an hour.
Are you?
I'm basically due east of Prescott and Cottonwood.
Okay. But that's
about
pretty
45 minutes to an hour.
Jerome is pretty high up there too.
Last I recall it was, yes.
Because I remember we were doing it, this was my second ex-wife and I, we were doing that trip, and man, it gets cold up there. I'm telling you right now, it was freezing up there. I felt like we were up in the heavens or something.
Well, come on. Well, it's a dry heat and it's a dry cold.
It's true. We have dry cold up here too. I know.
Well, I was listening to your show last week. I was raised in Skokie, so it blew me away when you mentioned that on your...
Yeah.
When you moved from New York to Minnesota, you spent the night there.
Yes, we did.
Being raised in Illinois, I used to take my vacations up in the North Woods of Wisconsin, Leech Lake in Minnesota, and also up in the Quetico boundary waters up there. So.
Right. And I was with, at that time when we made that trip, it was my friend Ryan Johnson, and Victor Ryan was the one that helped me make that move. And
really? I didn't know that.
he actually drove me from New York here because, if you remember, Justin, I broke my arm.
I do remember that.
Yeah,
that's right. You had your paw in a cast.
I had a broken arm, and literally like 4 weeks after I broke it, I was moving, and I couldn't lift boxes or nothing. I was a mess. And I slipped on the ice here in Minnesota. And so I asked Ryan if he would help me. He came out. He spent about 3 days. And our last leg of the trip, we stayed in Skokie. And we walked across. And we're coming at like the last week of January. And that was the last winter last year that was just brutal here, okay? Mm-hmm. It was brutal in New York, too, for that matter. And
it's usually pretty cold every year. here.
No, but this past winter was nothing.
Nothing.
This past one?
Well, yeah.
I mean, it was mild. It really wasn't bad. But last year it was a rough one, and we stayed in a hotel. I think it was the DoubleTree in Skokie, and right across the street was one of these places, Jeff. That's known for the Chicago dogs and the Chicago beef sandwiches and all that. I think
Stop.
I'm telling you, Ryan and I walked across the street in the snow, okay, because we weren't going to drive the truck with the trailer to go across the street, and we were
Larry,
walking.
you had a broken arm. You should have told him that he had to go get.
No, man, it was fun, man. We walked.
That's the deal.
It was snowing on our heads, and we walked over there to get Chicago dogs, man. I think it was called Portobello's or something like that. Portello's, that's it. And the place was awesome, and we just sat there and ate a whole bunch of...
some dogs.
We ate a bunch of stuff, and then we walked back in the snow.
Nice.
The one thing about Arizona, we don't have that kind of food out here, so I have friends back from there.
But what
send me the Vienna hot dogs, send me the neon relish, send me the sport peppers, and then send me the Jordanaire peppers, because I can make my beef sandwiches out here, but it's really the bread and the dressing, the au jus that goes with it. I miss my Chicago food.
Absolutely. But what you do have out there, Jeff, is you've got in Arizona, and I spent a good amount of time in Phoenix and Scottsdale, but there's some of the best, and I mean some of the best Southwestern style food right there in Arizona. Not quite the same. I mean, I'm from Los Angeles, where you have great Mexican food, but the Southwestern flavor, just a little bit different, little Tex-Mex-ish, little Southwestern, some great Southwestern food right there in Arizona that I love that food down there.
About all I can recall is Vincent's on Camelback.
Well, I'll tell you what, go to the Sedona Resort. Now, I mean, I know that's not Phoenix, and that's a little bit of... Yes, exactly. You go to the Sedona Resort there, and I'm telling you right now, in the restaurant in the resort, it is amazing Southwestern style.
Next girlfriend, and in the fall, because right now, it's summertime out here.
That's true. That's true. You go there in the winter. That's for sure. All right. Listen, Jeff, thanks.
All season. I just want to say thank you. I also want to say thank you once to Justin, because I believe it was the last Davis After Dark show you talked about what it's like to do the website, and I handle Mark's web duties.
Sure. I remember.
You made some great comments on there. I sent you an email.
Yep.
Never sure if you got it, but fabulous. Keep up the good work. Looking forward to dealing with Tally later this week or next week to get some of the Prestiges up on the site and add a few more to my collection. I'm only down to 14 Stuhrlings now.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Excellent.
Thank you very much, Jeff.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome, gentlemen. Thank you.
Have a good night. All right, the line is clear. Let's see if we get another call. This has been great. We've been getting just one call after another tonight. Let's try and get another call in here quickly. Anybody who has a question for Justin or myself. And, while we're clearing the line, and we've got Stacia and Maddie out there, maybe we will show. What do you think? One film clip, Ronnie.
Sure.
Can you handle one film clip?
I think so.
I'm talking to Justin.
Me, yeah, I'm good. I mean, Ronnie can handle it. I know he can.
No, but Justin.
Yeah, I'm good. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Well, let's see. I'm going to take something that's in the system. We're not going to do obviously a full classic film zone. I think for the Judy segment, what we'll do is we'll do that at the end of the show. Let me see here. I know you won't recognize. You don't really know all these names, do you?
Not really.
Okay. Well, if
I can tell you what I couldn't really tell you what she was in.
If I said
was she in the original Terminator movie?
We'll do something instead of doing a dramatic scene.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll do some kind of a musical scene. So if I give you a choice, okay.
A choice.
If I give you a choice of like I got Frank Sinatra.
Okay.
I've got, let's see here.
This is her featuring him?
No, this is not Judy. This is not Judy.
I thought I'm still on the Judy thing. I don't know why.
No, because at the end, okay.
I gotcha.
Okay, but
what's Funny Face? What is that one?
Well, Funny Face is Audrey Hepburn and Fred Astaire.
Yeah?
Yeah. There's an interesting number there, if we wanted to go that route, if we wanted to show the Audrey dance. Gentlemen prefer blondes.
What is the Audrey dance?
Well, they actually used it, I believe, in a Coca-Cola commercial or a Pepsi commercial. One of the two Coke brands where you see Audrey, dancing in this, little French nightclub, and she's got the white socks on and she's kind of doing all these funky movements and stuff like that.
Interesting.
It's kind of classic, but let's get something with a little bit of singing in it, Let's see here. I've got here in Anchors Aweigh is a Sinatra and Gene Kelly. That's 1944. That could be pretty cool. Bye Bye Birdies and Margaret. Let's see. The Casablanca Drama cover girl is Rita Hayworth. Easter Parade is Judy and Fred. Funny Face, Audrey and Fred. Gentlemen Prefer Blondes is Marilyn and Jane Russell. Guys and Dolls, of course, is we got Brando and Sinatra. High Society, Bing Crosby.
What are you leaning towards?
Let me see here. We'll do one number. And I know I got to give Ronnie a chance to pull it up. Okay, so...
you got 3 seconds.
No. I say we're going to let's show a little bit Anchors Aweigh, Gene Kelly and Frank Sinatra, 1944. And let's go with Ronnie. Let's go with I Begged Her, okay? All right, this will just take a minute. Do we have a call coming in for the... Let's get the next call ready. Anybody who wants to call in, the line is free. And we'll take your call right after this clip. But first, Ronnie, let's go to the Classic Film Zone. Here we are. We're making a very shortened version of the Classic Film Zone. We're going to show one clip from Anchors Aweigh with Frank Sinatra and Gene Kelly. This is from 1944, and this is there are two sailors that are, they were out on the town and they're in port, and they end up going back to this place where they all sleep for the night. And the guys all want to know, hey, did you guys score? Did you find any chicks? Basically. And
kind of show is this, Larry?
1944. Okay, there are a couple of sailors.
It's news to me here.
Well, this is 1944, and the thing of it is, we're a couple of guys, and that's why I thought I'd show this, because we're a couple of guys here. But in any case, so they come back, and you got to remember, Gene Kelly is kind of the more experienced one of the two, about as far as picking up girls and that kind of thing, and Sinatra is the younger pup, and the fact is they didn't score, they didn't, have what they wanted, and everything kind of turned out to be a bummer of a night. And before Sinatra could actually tell all the fellas that, well, it didn't really work out, and they actually had to they ended up meeting some little tiny kid and a girl, and they had to take the kid home and met the mother and everything. Gene Kelly interrupts him, and he won't let him tell the real truth. And so they kind of fabricate this whole story about what they did that night. It's called I Begged Her. Let's take a look.
Couple empties down there, fellas.
Thanks, pal.
First night's leave for you guys?
Yeah.
Well, you want to talk?
Sure, but we got in a little trouble. We picked up a little kid. Yeah, and what little kid that was. Oh, what another little kid she had waiting for us when we got home. Such trouble we should run into every night of our life, huh?
Hiya, Joe.
Hiya, Pittsburgh. How are you? Oh, boy, what a town this is.
How do you like that? I walk my feet off all night and end up with a glass of beer.
You don't live right. Oh, never in all my life have I seen such dames. Fish blonde. Not that there was anything wrong with that redhead of yours, huh, Brooklyn?
Oh, no. She was rather interesting.
Oh, interesting. You should have seen the kid work. Well, I'll tell you, we took the dames home. You took them home? A little slow at first, a little slow.
Straight.
I asked my girl for a kiss. Well, she said no.
Well, who won?
Skip the details. What happened? Well, I'll tell you.
I begged her.
That's the way he started.
I pleaded.
You should have seen this boy.
I told her, baby, come out of your shell. I told her, maybe you'll find that it's swell.
What technique.
I argued.
I never saw such a stubborn dame in my whole life.
I threatened.
And he's got muscles, too.
I said you can't send me home, not like this. And I finally got that kiss.
Tell him, Brooklyn. Tell him how it happened.
She begged me.
True.
She pleaded.
Got down on her bended knee to him.
She told me, baby, come out of your shell.
Oh, this boy was sensational.
She told me maybe you'll find that it's swell.
Tell him more, Brooklyn. I'm telling him.
She argued.
What like a wildcat?
She threatened.
Practically threw a gun on the boy.
She said you can't send me home, not like this.
What happened?
She finally got her kiss.
Oh, look at that. Give him the floor, boys. What a time we had tonight. What a dish, what a dream, what a dame. And she lives alone.
All right. Well, there we have it. What do you think, Justin?
Excellent.
You think you and I could do that maybe?
I think we could.
I think you could.
Give it a try. You think I could?
All I have to do is lose about 70 pounds and, the practice.
I'm not that coordinated, but let's do it. I think it'd be
you're
funny.
In shape,
It'd be funny.
Yeah, you're in shape. All right. The funny thing about that number, is obviously, Gene Kelly was the dancer, Sinatra the singer. You see them both do, sing and dance, but Gene Kelly was an absolute taskmaster, and he was very much of a perfectionist about his dancing, and no matter what film they were working on, he would train his co-stars and everything else, and he worked Sinatra to death on that piece. They shot it about 90 times, and he made Sinatra keep doing it over and over and over. And it's funny because if you know Frank Sinatra, he's the king of, he's going to do one take and that's it. You take it or leave it. But he drove Sinatra crazy to get the jumps and the steps just right, and they finally got
90 times seems just a little bit excessive.
That's Gene Kelly.
That's what he did?
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to wonder where all those takes are. They got to be somewhere. Right?
Yeah, but in the end it came out really, really nice.
Right.
All right, so that was our abbreviated. That was from 1944, an MGM picture, and they made 3 pictures together, Sinatra and Gene Kelly. But that was our abbreviated classic film zone tonight. What we're celebrating tonight is the fact that Justin Zimmer, a good friend of mine here in Minnesota, is now on board with Stuhrling Original, and he'll be our brand ambassador for Stuhrling Prestige. Not exactly sure if that's the title we're going to use and be on the air, but that's really what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very excited about it. We've been talking about it for 5 or 6 months as to having a separation, a distinction, a delineation from Stuhrling Original and Stuhrling Prestige. And, we had even considered other options. And when Justin became available, from Swiss Watch International, since they're no longer being sold on Shop NBC, it was a no-brainer for me. And I'm just really happy that the powers that be, went along with the program, and now we get to work together.
I mean, definitely, I'm super excited too to work with Larry, and of course with these wonderful timepieces as well. And I think people are absolutely just going to be blown away with what you're receiving. Once again, I really don't think that there's any sort of real competition at Shop NBC. With these types of timepieces. I mean, I know there's a lot of different brands, but what you're going to be getting here is just absolutely amazing, and you're really getting an amazing value as well. I've seen some of the price points, and it really is it's not something that you see, on a day-to-day basis. So it's something that you're going to purchase, you're going to get home, you're going to fall in love with, and just every day I think you're going to notice another detail about the timepiece. I mean, the dials on these watches are absolutely amazing as well. The textures that's done, the cases, everything is done absolutely perfectly. So it's a very, very exciting time. And once again, coming up this Tuesday, 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern, the official Shop NBC launch of Stuhrling Prestige.
Yeah, and before we, sign off, we're not quite ready to sign off. I always end every show with a Judy Garland number. But if there's last call here, any questions, Ronnie, let's give him the phone number real quick. Maddie's out there manning the phones right now for us. We've had a bunch of calls tonight. If you want to wish Justin good luck, congratulations, whatever. You have a question for me, for us, let's have it here. If you want to do video Skype, you can Skype us on Acorn TV. We can bring you on a split screen. And it's really been a very positive, encouraging audience out there tonight. I want to thank you all for that. Greatly appreciate that. For those of you that follow my shows here on Acorn TV and Chilling with Larry and Megan, you know that I very, very, very seldom, integrate my day job, my career of watches and Stuhrling into my Acorn TV. So this is something that is very unique and very rare, and which was actually, one of the things that was so appealing to me about doing Davis After Dark here is that allowed another vehicle on Acorn TV where we could do watches, because this I try to keep separate, but I really believed that this was something here with bringing Justin on board that I wanted to announce it here, on the air, and I thought it was worthy. So this is unique.
Mm-hmm. It's very cool.
I mean, right now, if you go into our show archives, Justin, we've got something like 52 or 53 shows there, and there really isn't. I mean, I've had mentions where, hey guys, next week I'm going to be out of town. I'm going to be in Shop NBC or something like that. Just a brief mention, but we pretty much dedicated this show tonight to my day job.
Right.
And now your day job.
Yeah, definitely. It's very cool.
Yeah, really, really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Maddie, any calls coming in, or is that it? That's it? We pretty much burned it up, huh? All right. So I guess that's going to be the final word then. Tuesday night, 10 p.m. Eastern.
Yep.
In really the prime spot. Is it going to be Tim Temple?
I'm not sure.
I
imagine it would be.
But Tim may not be back in time. I think Tim is still in Nashville.
I'm not.
It might be. Maybe it'll be Daniel Green or
sure.
Allison or Kendi. I don't know. But anyway, Tuesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, Stuhrling Original is going to be the launch of Stuhrling Prestige, and Justin Zimmer, the new brand ambassador, I couldn't be happier, is going to be bringing it to you. And I'm really excited for it, Justin. I'm excited for you too. All right, we end every show with a closing segment on Judy Garland. It's
is it the same segment every time, or do you switch it up?
No, we switch it up every time. So with that said, let's do it, Ronnie. Know this because you don't watch my shows.
Come on, I've seen your show.
I know.
I mean, come on, you're gonna put me on that. No.
I know. Well, what we do, obviously.
I haven't seen all 50 episodes of the show.
Judy Garland, of course, has a special place for me. Her voice speaks to me. It was my mother's favorite, and so I have to have every show. I have to have a little bit of Judy in there. And Judy's birthday was June 10th, which was only a few days ago. So she would have actually been 90 years old just a few days ago if she were still living. But I thought for tonight's show, I would do something just a little bit
I'm not getting
unique.
anything on your mic, so.
Oh, really?
I could only hear it like background.
Okay, so the show, Ronnie. Well, this is the one amped mic that we have. Yeah, I don't know. So we'll have to check that mic. That's okay. So we're, quick thinking. Thank you, Ronnie. Anyway, like I say, we end every show with a Judy. I find her moments in film to be inspirational. This one's a little different. This is actually from a TV special. This was in, I believe, 1963. I'd have to double check to be sure, 62 or 63. And this was called Judy, Frank, and Dean. Judy Garland, Frank Sinatra, and Dean Martin. And I thought what we would do is show this particular number where we get to see all three of them, being that there's the two guys and, we're a couple of guys working together now, Justin. So let's take a look at this with Frank Sinatra. Now, we just saw Sinatra in 1944 with Gene Kelly. You saw how skinny he was.
Mm-hmm.
Here
is he not so skinny anymore?
Well, here he is 20 years later or 19 years later. Now, he's still very thin in 1963, but you'll be able to see the difference. But here he is with his good pal, Dean Martin. Check it out.
Somebody else. She means her tender songs for somebody else. And even when I've got my arms around her, I know her thoughts are strong for somebody else. And the hands I hold belong to somebody else. Don't they belong to her? She borrowed them. I'll bet they're not so cold to somebody else. It's tough to be alone on the shelf. Worse to fall in love by yourself, because the one we love belongs to somebody else. The one I love belongs to somebody else. We've got a tearful story. She means her tender songs for somebody else. Very sad, but that's amore. You're so Italian. Even when I have my arms around her, I know her thoughts are strong for somebody else. She didn't even leave a note. You can't read anyway. The hands I hold belong to somebody else. I bet they're not so cold to somebody else. It's tough to be alone on the shelf, and it's worse to be loved by yourself. Yes, the one we love belongs. The one we love keeps singing a song to somebody else.
Almost over. I don't know what to do. Can't give you a Thunderbird or a penthouse with a view. Can't even buy a little present. I'm much too broke, I find. But there is one way I may save the day, and I sure hope you don't mind. anything but love, baby. That's the only thing I've plenty of. Baby, dream a while, scheme a while, you're sure to find happiness. And I guess all those things you've always pined for, gee, I like to see you looking swell. Baby, diamond bracelets will worth dozens sell. Baby, till that lucky day, you know darn well, baby, I can't give you anything. I can't give you anything. I can't give you anything but
put a wrap on another episode of Chilling with Larry Megan. Thank you all for joining us tonight. Really do appreciate it. Justin, I'm really thrilled. Welcome aboard.
Yeah, thanks for having me on the
man.
show.
Thanks, Doug.
Thanks for everything.
I'm really looking forward
You
to
bet.
Working together with you and having you
Definitely.
bring the Stuhrling Prestige line. On Shop NBC. I couldn't be happier about it, and I'm looking for great things. For the rest of this year. I think we're coming out at the right time. We're getting a nice jump on the end of the year and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be great. This last segment of Always Chasing Rainbows is all about, inspiration and never giving up, always keep pursuing your dreams and always keep chasing those rainbows. So Justin, until next week, and everybody, I'm Larry Megan. Peace, love, and all good things.
Chill with Larry Megan.